Secondly, I also want to thank the community members for coming out and helping us develop our scope, because your input is extremely important. We don't know what to address unless we're finding out what to address. What's important to the community is going to be important to the project, because otherwise neither one of them will succeed. The community won't succeed, and neither will the project. So we need to come, and that's what these federal agencies do. They come together, they listen to your comments before anything else. And I think people are going to realize this, that that's one of the reasons we reserved our comments. We didn't want to change the community's perception, and we wanted the community to have a pure, unadulterated view of what concerned them, without getting any input from us. Why is that important? Because, one, we want to address your perceptions. Number two, we want to address your true and honest concerns of what really can affect you. So we've already got that information. The comment period has already concluded, and now they're going to start working towards the next step. So I think at this point, now it's our turn to come back and help the community understand, not with just a bunch of media blasts or poster boards or ads, but actually with a Q&A session. So that's where we're coming now. Is we want to invite the entire community. We're catering with the wagon wheel at the ITC, but I'll get to that. But what's important is that we do want the questions. Tell us what you're concerned about. We saw the comments, but a comment is very different than from a question. You know, what specifically, let's say you're concerned with, I'm just going to make something based on what we saw, the noise. Okay, so let us know. What do you consider, dangerous, because all that or bothersome, whatever it is, we're going to be taking notes, just like the comments period did, and we're also going to be making sure that we're addressing those specifically, us. Like, what is our plan? Because one thing is what the government recommends, and the other thing is what we end up, doing. Obviously, we need to be compliant. But if sometimes something, that they say, well, this makes a minimum requirement, but from a community standpoint, well, we would like to meet this requirement, we'll look at that. We'll look at this together. We plan to be here for a long time. How committed am I to helping this community out? I sold everything I had from Laredo. I wasn't born rich. I was born in Laredo, Tamaulipas. Okay? Everything that I've got, everything that I've developed, I've done it completely on my own. I am truly that American success story. Because my parents were very, very poor. I grew up poor. And what turned my life around, my opportunity, was the World Trade Bridge. When that World Trade Bridge came, as a young kid, I didn't even go to college. I couldn't afford to go to college. I was able to actually do something for myself and for my family. And instead of just investing again in Laredo or San Antonio like a lot of my colleagues do, I decided to pay it forward. I've been blessed, and I want to also help. So yes, there is an opportunity for me here, business-wise. I would be lying to you otherwise. But this is also my way to give other kids that are in my situation or were in my situation, to get that same opportunity. So we were able to time a window of opportunity in getting Eagle Pass to a point that it can compete with other border towns. And the only reason I stepped in is because I had helped Laredo with a lot of lobbying in Washington as part of the business community there, and I just knew the way to get it done. So kind of came in here to kind of be able to put it together. So I know there's been a lot of questions about, who's going to own it, who's not. I don't want to own a bridge, but I didn't want to wait for a community that wasn't quite knowledgeable or ready to be able to do it. So I stepped in, filled in the gap, but at the end of the day, we're going to do whatever is best for the community, whatever the community can support. Okay? Our route doesn't have blowing horns. And I